I, 25F, think my boyfriend, 26M, is planning to spy on me in my own home. We have been dating almost 3 years. He has lived with me in my home for most of that time. He lived with his parents when we met, and they were planning on downsizing into a house where there was no space for him. So I let him move in with me since I knew he wouldn't be able to afford to get a place of his own. My space is a small studio. I pay most of the bills and do most of the chores, no big deal. My boyfriend is great, I love and adore him, and I know the feeling is mutual. However, he is so concerned that I'm going to cheat on him. He's been cheated on in the past and is still traumatized by it. I understand, I've been cheated on before and have been abused. Honestly, some of the things he has done / said have been so similar to things my past abuser had done / said that it concerns me, but in his case it seems like it truly is just an intense fear of me cheating on him. It's just him getting upset about things that haven't happened just because he says they could happen, and then making me feel bad about these hypothetical things. I love him and have no intention of cheating on him or leaving him for any reason other than if he were to cheat on me. I have also never given him any reason to distrust me or think that I'm being unfaithful. He just gets so fixated on these hypothetical scenarios and is so paranoid about them. Anyways, recently I was on our shared computer and went to check my email. His email account was still up and I noticed right on top was a receipt from Amazon. He's always broke and we already did our Christmas gift exchange, so I wonder what the hell he's spending money on. Turns out he ordered a spy camera. He once brought up getting a camera to install in the house, although his argument was that it would make him feel better if he could see what I'm doing when he's away at work and I'm at home alone. Said I didn't know how I felt about that, but that a camera could be useful for when we are away from home to catch any burglars or whatever else. We agreed to drop it and discuss it again later. Now I see that he bought one without telling me, no doubt because of his delusional fears about me being unfaithful. I'm not thrilled with the idea of him spying on me in my own home. I plan to wait and see if he mentions anything about it when the camera arrives, but I'm not sure if that's the right way to go about this. Should I just bring it up now? Thanks in advance for any insights. TL, Doctor, boyfriend is paranoid I will cheat on him. I discovered that he bought a spy camera without my knowledge and likely plans on using it to spy on me in my house. Not sure how to approach the situation. My ex was exactly like this. Turns out he was cheating on me our entire 2-year relationship. He was projecting his own insecurities onto me and always making me feel like I was insane for trying to explain over and over that I wouldn't cheat on him ever because I loved him. He would continuously gaslight me, lie to me, and constantly, and I mean constantly, accuse me of cheating. There were times I'd be staring off into space and there so happened to me a guy in that general direction and he'd accuse me of wanting to be with that guy. It was too much, but I kept telling myself he couldn't be cheating on me because he says he loves me, and he keeps making it seem like he wouldn't cheat because he's constantly afraid I'll cheat on him. I finally found out, although always had a hunch deep down inside which in hindsight I should have listened to, after we broke up when he finally confessed to me because I wouldn't take him back. Your boyfriend sounds exactly like that. Not to say that he is cheating, but even still it's exhausting to be around someone like this, especially living with them. Constantly feeling like you're having to reassure someone something or having to take care of their insecurities. I'd recommend taking a step back and reevaluating if this is the life you want to live. There is the ability to have true peace within your relationships. I was blessed to meet a great man after this toxic relationship ended. We're married and have a newborn. Wish you luck and most of all peace and assurance in your life. If he's getting fixated on hypothetical scenarios and taking his frustrations about those out on you, like that's still shitty behavior, even if there's a rationale, and it's a sign that he's not capable of coping with his feelings and would probably benefit from a therapist. Especially if he's getting to the point of installing spy cameras in your apartment. Honestly, some of the things he has done / said have been so similar to things my past abuser had done / said that it concerns me, but in his case it seems like it truly is just an intense fear of me cheating on him. It might be time to take off these rose-colored glasses for a minute. Doesn't really matter why he's recreating abusive patterns unless he's willing to recognize them and get help. If he's not getting help, if his solution is just to tighten his grip on you, while not really pulling his weight as a partner, then maybe it's time to re-evaluate the relationship. Yep, that's a huge red flag op. And I get that he has trauma, but that is no reason for him to behave this way. Spying on you is really, really controlling. It's just him getting upset about things that haven't happened just because he says they could happen and then making me feel bad about these hypothetical things. This is very concerning. He once brought up getting a camera to install in the house, although his argument was that it would make him feel better if he could see what I'm doing when he's away at work and I'm at home alone. I mean, not only no but hell no. Regardless of what has happened to him in the past, he is dealing with it by laying paranoid imaginings on you and getting upset at things that could happen, and he wants to watch you when he's away. No, I would take screenshots of the receipt, if I could, and let him know what I saw, let him know it's not acceptable, and demand he receive therapy for his delusions instead of burdening me with it. This is kind of a deal breaker in my eyes. I've been cheated on before and have been abused. Honestly, some of the things he has done said have been so similar to things my past abuser had done said that it concerns me, but in his case it seems like it truly is just an intense fear of me cheating on him. Perhaps pay attention to your own intuition. An intense fear of X doesn't justify abusive behavior. It just doesn't. He needs therapy to deal with it. What exactly does this man bring to your life? He doesn't help you pay bills, doesn't help do anything in the house he's always in, he doesn't ease your stress because you're walking on eggshells trying to prove you're not cheating. You deserve so much better than this. Seriously, his parents moved into a smaller space so they could get rid of him. I say fly. Only problem I see here is that he's still your boyfriend. He shouldn't stay with someone he doesn't trust, and you shouldn't stay with someone who doesn't trust you. My 35F husband, 35M husband won't stop putting my things away. My husband bought me a sewing machine for Christmas. Sewing is something I've always been casually into. I expressed a desire to get more into it after have a terrible 2020. He obliged and got me a nice machine. I really like it and have taken up a few projects already. The issue is, every time I start something, my husband immediately puts it away whenever I leave. I work a varying and odd schedule, so I'm in and out of the house constantly. I have to leave my projects out, because putting them away and sorting would require way too much work, and I often have to stop in the middle of things. If I walk away for even minutes, my husband packs it all up. I leave my stuff in the dining room because that's the only place I have to keep it. I understand his desire for neatness, but I'd never touch his personal items, like his gaming stuff, for example. Yes, I have talked with him. He says I'm being controlling. For background, we've been married 15 years, together 20, and have no kids. Too long didn't read. Husband bought me a sewing machine for Christmas. I can't use it because he always puts it away. I am a suist, so I get this. You can't reorganize every time. Can you put your stuff in a sewing corner with your own table, like a card table? Husband does not get the amount of time it takes. I live alone and I am in fashion school. My living room is my sewing room and I watch TV, etc. in my bedroom. Your replies on this post make me sad for you. My boyfriend, 38, owns our home. He asked me 30 to move in after our first anniversary. Before I did, we had several discussions about space/bills/ etc. And because of COVID, me actually moving in got held back another year, to be safe on both ends. We have a 3-bedroom house, and we've made sure that our own pile of stuff has been delegated. Don't touch his gaming stuff/guns and ammo, and he doesn't touch my glue gun, scrapbooking stuff, and seasonal decor I've been DIYing. Unless we're asked to for laundry and such purposes. I couldn't imagine him dictating that much of the household, and putting baby in the corner. Edit, spelling. You're being controlling, sigh. So if this is the only way this person is being a gnarly toad of a jerk, here's how I'd approach it. I'd explain that sewing and other crafts are workbench-style hobbies, in-progress works that will be messy and visually cluttered while they are happening. Given that, where is a better location? Because I agree with him, the dining room table is not an ideal workbench. I would try to find locations like a corner of the living room, a desk in the bedroom, basement, etc. Talk him through what the tidiness expectations are and see if you're able to keep it more tidy, like with a sewing machine cover, boxes for supplies, etc. He says I'm being controlling. This is classic projection. He is controlling you by putting your stuff away despite your asking him not to. This merits a sit-down talk, not just a passing comment. Sit down with him and discuss where you can set up your sewing area permanently without it being moved or cleared away if he can't stand it in the dining room. If there is no suitable area in your living space, come up with a compromise that works for both. I, 27F, found out my sister, 24F, is lying to people and getting donations with fake stories about our family. My sister and me have never gotten along super great. She is a very egocentric person. Even as a kid she couldn't bear it when the spotlight was on someone other than her. She would also constantly steal my things but deny it to our parents. Our parents were always way too lenient with her. They do acknowledge that she is doing bad stuff sometimes but see her as a daughter to love and spoil regardless. They heavily financially support my sister who is studying arts currently. They basically pay for most of her rent, food, etc. Recently my sister supposedly had a bunch of unfortunate events happening to her which meant our parents had to send her additional money for these emergencies. I got very suspicious because it just seemed like an excessive amount of unlikely events in a short time, and ended up finding an online blog she apparently has, where she claims to be a totally different person than she is, fake name, age, ethnicity, and she claims disabilities that I'm pretty sure she doesn't have, and begs for money constantly. She lies about our parents and claims they are horribly abusive and kicked her out of the family home because she's gay. As far as I know she's straight actually. The reason I'm sure it's her is because she also once tried to get money to give to her sister who supposedly needs it to get out of an abusive relationship. She used photos of me, obviously not with my consent, claiming that the injuries on the photos are from my husband hitting me. In reality I'm single and the injuries were from a riding accident. She also sometimes posts photos of herself although they are always in a completely different makeup and look than she normally has. I'm obviously really pissed that she's doing this, and think my parents should know so they finally wake up and stop sending her so much money. At the same time, I think this would be horrible for them to know. They love her despite everything and my sister is also always really nice to them in person. To know that she has been lying to people that her parents are terrible and abuse her would be a heavy blow, and my mother especially is kind of not in the best place right now anyways. So I'd what to do here. I assume I could just confront my sister directly, but also I want my parents to stop sending her money, so I feel like they do need the facts. /TL, Dr. : what to do about my sister who lies to get money out of people / my parents. These communities don't take these things lightly tbh, so if you contact someone you know runs in the same circle as her and tell them what's up, her act will come to a halt real fast. Of course doing this you're also opening yourself up to backlash if they don't believe you, and folks can get intense to say the least. I think what she did was fucked up and couldn't care really what happens as a result. Granted she's not like assaulted or anything, but that's not gonna be everyone's opinion as she's messing with people's money. But being she's your sister you're going to have a different outlook. The best option for your sister would be to present the evidence to her and possibly threaten to expose her. It'll most likely spook her into not being an asshole taking money from folks who could actually be helping marginalized people instead of someone cosplaying as one. At the end of the day, if you don't do it or get her to stop, someone else who ain't family might. It'll be a whole lot messier for her if that's the case, and could result on your family being doxxed cause someone's mad and thinks you're all in on it given she's used your picture.